Hi everybody, welcome back to the channel. We're going to jump into our reading for the week. Before I got on here, I heard a message for us for this week to focus on not putting a lot of pressure on ourselves. And you really can't do it all, right? So pick and choose what things that you're going to do. But I think this week, a lot of pressure type situations might be coming up, and our guides are warning us to pay attention to the signs of being burned out. And another message was to have realistic expectations, right? And to consider if we might be falling into a perfection myth, right? Which doesn't exist. So let's see. Let's that one jumped out at us. We're going to use that one. Let's see what it is that our guides want us to know for the week. And our first message is the gift. And of course, this is, if you're listening this week, this is the week of Thanksgiving. This card is a message to you from your guides to be, not only to be prepared to receive gifts, but be prepared to offer gifts to those who need you. And I hear in my head that you probably haven't been as generous as you normally are or as you can be. And they say this lovingly, by the way, not as a judgment, but they say that this is because you've been really engrossed in all these external things that are going on. And I hear some people overwhelmed as well. And so you haven't been your normal gifting self or your normal generous self. And the guidance is, again, to remind you to think about gifts. And again, I think this is also gentle guidance for the upcoming holiday season for those who are celebrating or exchanging gifts and things like that, to think about what it is people really need from you. Do people need a material gift? Or do you know people who really could use the gift of your time, or things that you may be really precious to you that you maybe haven't been able to offer? Like maybe somebody just needs you to sit with them, right? Maybe they don't need a material gift, but they could really use the gift of friendship or companionship or someone to sit with them. Okay, so our first message of the week invites us to explore the cycle of gifting, right, and what it means. So we're starting off there. Now we're going to move off into our another deck. This one is the Transcendent Journeys Oracle. It's pretty good. I don't use this one too often. I'm going to leave you with a book recommendation at the end of this too, and because I started reading a new book and I thought it was good, so I'll tell you about it. And let's see what we get. Okay. So this one is talking about retiring to avoid conflict. Retiring to avoid conflict. And let's look at the goddess message with this and see what the goddess wants to tell us here. Withdraw to protect and shield your energy. In solitude, you can regroup until you see a way forward. And also, this lets us know that this particular person here, and perhaps this is you or you see yourself in this person, you may feel called to be a healer, or and you may have sensed that already, right? And if so, when it is time to come forward, defy the opposition and fulfill this desire. Take courses in your desired field. Studying herbal medicine, natural modalities will benefit you as well as others. But for now, retreat and prepare for your future life, out of harm's way, where you can think clearly without negative influences. So I feel for some of you, you really have already heard this calling, but it may be at odds with other people in your life or with the work that you currently do, and you're not quite sure how to manifest this, or it feels like some people are like poo-pooing what you're wanting to do or telling you it's silly or nonsense or wasteful. People often give their opinion. It doesn't mean we need to listen to other people's opinions, especially if you hear a really, really like deep calling that this could be something for you. I felt this way when I started doing Reiki right? I'm a Reiki master teacher, and I remember the first time I took the class, I was looking at a little guidebook, and I was like, what's this Reiki? I had never had it, and I jumped on it, even though other people were like, that class is, could be a waste of money, and I was like, I don't think so. And I loved it, and I kept doing all the levels. So it could be something like that for you. So it could be something as simple as taking a class or reading up on a certain thing. But definitely everyone will not be aligned to you. And again, you may have, I hear that some of you have really been hearing a lot of messages or seeing a lot of visions, and you're very clear that there's something that you're supposed to be doing or giving to humanity. And some of your partners or friends may not be aligned to that. They may not understand where you're coming from at all. So be prepared for that everybody, there may be some critics, but stay focused on what you believe your calling is once you hear that call. But for now, you can just retreat, think more, but don't be dissuaded. Don't be dissuaded from what you feel you want to do, okay? And you're going to hear that loud and clear. And again, I think some of you you've already heard that. Now, I want to pull a couple of angel tarot cards, and I hear from your guides that we're going to pull these on love and relationship. Love and relationship is what we need to hear for right now. Maybe because some of us will be gathering this week for the Thanksgiving. And sometimes gatherings can cause stress and conflict. Okay. So our first card, let me show it to you, is the King here. And some guide words on this one are loyal, dedicated, protective, apprehensive, plan carefully before taking action, but then get going. Pay attention to the details. Wait for perfect timing. A guardian angel or someone who watches over you. And I'm going to read them together because the next card that we pulled was the Lovers. And again, I had your guides had wanted me to talk about love and relationships. So we'll see what this means for us. And then our last one is a gal gardening here. Seeds well planted, efforts or investments that will be rewarded in the future, the need for patience, a time for resting, planning for the future, unnecessary worry. Okay, so obviously our guides are really strongly trying to give us a message, which is to rest, wait for timing. I think for some people who are looking for a relationship, your guides are telling you plant the seeds, make the space, and it's coming your way. It will come your way. And I don't think that you need to, other than planting the seeds, making space, doing like manifestation type things, I don't think you need to take overly assertive actions, and just really ask for guidance from your guides to help you with this specific thing if you're looking for partnership. And they're going to help you, right? So they're going to help you. They're going to open doors, right? They're going to remove barriers and things like that. But you have to take some decided action and ask for assistance. I think that's for some folks. For other people who are already in a relationship, let me see what they want to tell you. I feel like I want to pull one more card here. What do they want to tell folks about relationship? I heard in my head, be careful what you ask for. Be careful about what. We're gonna find it. Okay. And so this card is talking about wealth and finances and making sure you are not being extreme and that you're being balanced and charitable and manage your resources. Again, it's fitting for this time period. We're in the holiday gifting season and a consumerist time period. But let's pull one more because I want to get more clarity around what they want to tell you. And this is the Wise Counselor card. Wise Counselor. Unity with a spiritually minded community. Ask the divine to help and trust the answers that will come. Compare traditional methods with new ideas to see which best suits you. So again, I think you're going to really get some really strong intuitive insights. And for those of you who are just exploring your intuition, I think it's going to be heightened. And you are going to hear a lot of messages from your guides, right, from the universe. And I think that they some of these messages may be something, I don't want to say at odds, because that's not what I hear, but like something different than you normally see, do, speak, whatever. And you may express, again, interest. I see some of you like telling someone excitedly, like your partner, like, hey, I got an idea and I might do this or this class, or I want to explore this. And they're just looking at you like, you're insane. What are you doing? Why? And so there may be a little bit of conflict, or you might be hoping for a better like result, and when you don't get it, it's like wah wah wah. But again, just stick with it. Stick with what you really are hearing and what you're feeling, and then seek ways in which there can be more unity between you and others. So really the message is for you to trust yourself. Trust yourself. And let yourself rise up to where you feel you are meant to be. Okay? So let us now, we're going to pull a card from the language of letting go. It left my head for a brief moment. The language of letting go. And let's see. Now, this is by an author, Melody, I think. Beatty? I could be wrong. But she wrote a couple of books, and I think a friend gifted me her book, and it's kind of good. But she also has a card deck, which just gives you like some messages about what you could perhaps think about letting go. So let's pull. Well, this one came out, so we're gonna go with this one. So this one, our first message is staying neutral. Staying neutral. Again, we're getting a lot of the same guidance, which is to just stay calm this week if we can, right? And other people might evoke some conflict in us, or we might not feel like we're getting quite the support that we had hoped for if we wanted, but to just stay within ourselves, and to really find some peaceful moments for ourselves, and to continue though to explore what we feel is calling to us, the calling. And I think a lot of people are getting the calling and feeling like they need to do something. Again, it'd be something different for everybody. And the affirmation for this one today is, today I will refuse to jump into the middle of others' affairs, issues, and relationships. I will trust others to work out their own problems, including the ideas and feelings they want to communicate to each other. Okay, a great message, especially for those of you, some of you are listening, are probably the person in the middle who helps, ferret things out and help makes things well. And that is exhausting and tiring. And so maybe today you can just take care of yourself, hold on to your heart space, and let others figure out their own conflicts and battles, and maybe you can just do you today and lovingly embrace yourself. That, I think, will do you better than trying to jump into the fray. Now, I wanted to tell you about a book I'm reading that you could be interested in. So a friend recommended this to me, and I concurred, and I purchased this particular book. And this might not be your deal. But if it is your deal, this is called Witchcraft Therapy: Your Guide to Banishing Bullshit and Evoking Your Inner Power. And it's by Mandy M. Really, really good stuff. If you're looking for like a little bit of self-care, self-love, she does it in a fun way. Like the language that she uses is a little bit fun and a little bit, like, I don't want to say snarky, but it's punchy. It's punchy is the word I'll use. And I have done already so she writes things into chapters, and like here's a chapter about cord cutting. right? Which if you haven't done a cord cutting ritual, recommend you look into it, right? Could be helpful for you. And what would you use this cord cutting for? Letting go of karmic ties to past people, places, things. This particular one was about breaking up with your past. And I felt like it was a very powerful ritual where, you like tied your hands together, then you burned the string and you burned them in your cauldron and dug stuff into the dirt. Anyway, so if you're into that kind of stuff and you're looking for like self-care, I recommend this book pick. Okay, this was a good one. And then I'm going to pull one more card because that's what I hear. And that'll be our final closing message for the week. And we're going to use this deck. I don't use this one too often. This is the Raven's Wand deck. It's a good deck. Okay. Again, they're flying out. Things are flying out today. Okay. Things are flying out today. So we have two final messages to help us for the week. I think we're going to have intense. We're definitely going to have intense. Are you meeting up with your family this week? Maybe for Thanksgiving? This first card is Family Matters. And the second one is talking about redemption. Some people are getting on your nerve. That's what I hear. And I hear that some of you would just rather be home alone. Like you're just not feeling it with certain people. And again, that's okay. You can take a break when you want to. You do not have to people. Sometimes I need a break from peopling. Sometimes that's just way too much peopling, especially at the end of the work week. So I think some people, and again, you know who these people are. I feel that if you know who these trigger people are, and family is and can be complicated because we love folks, but sometimes the people who are closest to us are also the biggest boundary crossers, and they may try your patience. So use your tools to protect yourself from that energy. Notice how I think this is a fairy folk, is sitting on top of a beautiful crystal. So if you're someone who's into the crystals like me, wear your crystals with you when you go to if you're going to go to Thanksgiving dinner, perhaps, or limit your time. Right? Your time is precious and it's your own. And so maybe limit your time or your exposure or things like that. But do take care of your energy, right? So be prepared to take care of your energy because I hear that people may aggravate you. And then what are they trying to tell us with this redemption card? Let me see. They're telling me two things. One, you don't need to keep it all inside, right? So you don't need to keep it all inside as a first message I hear. I don't know if some of you have been closed off or bottled up. Oh, yes. I hear that some of you have been like fighting or like battling, like fighting a war, battling something, right? And I don't know if this is in your mind or like with other folks or even online or something like that, or it could be your workplace, but you feel like you've been battling and you feel like you've been doing it on your own and that you don't have other folks in the fight with you. One, they're letting you know that this is you can invite partnership, so you can invite other people with you. But also, I think you're going to feel. I hear in my head justified, the word that you're going to feel justified, or like you were right, or you feel vindicated, or like this was good, like it was like a righteous battle, right? Like so they're telling me that also. So with everything that we're hearing today, do take care of your energy. Right? That's your message and reading for the week. I hope you all have a nice Thanksgiving if you're celebrating. And if you're new here, I would appreciate it if you would consider subscribing to this and perhaps liking this post. See you in the next one. Bye.